Hey friends, Rob Phoenix, Powwow, Brocker, Hexameister here. Hope you're all doing well. Wednesday the 24th of September. Uh, um, Rapture successfully averted. Maybe I wasn't chosen, or maybe it just didn't happen because it doesn't exist. I don't know. So anyway, good times. It was a good day. But I realized like a lot of the topics of my recent videos have been more like in depth and involved and such. So I thought I'd bring it a little bit back to basics and just kind of go over some of the basics for anybody that might be new to the channel, because I've had like 30 some new subscribers in the past 28 days according to the metrics of the YouTube whatever. And some of my older videos are, it's a pain to find. I have like over 400 videos, so I totally forgive you if you don't feel like scrolling through all that old stuff. So let's do a quick like basic. Powwow is a very simplistic tradition. It is Pennsylvania German folk magic at its most simplistic. It has very much sort of an agricultural vibe to it because it was brought here from Europe by the German-speaking immigrants that came to Pennsylvania in order to have religious freedom. They were in Europe, where the Catholics were very harsh on anybody that was non-Catholic, such as the Anabaptists and the German Reformed, that sort of thing. So they came here, where they have religious freedom in Pennsylvania, and they brought their folk magic from Europe with them. Hence, we have powwow. It was called powwow. I did not make up the name. It's believed that the name was given to the Pennsylvania Dutch by a Native American man who said, "This is great powwow magic," and it stuck. So don't come at me with all that Native American stuff, because it's not cultural appropriation. It was given to the name given to the culture by the Native Americans. So anyway, it's basically at its most basic a tradition of healing. For people during a time when access to medical care was non-existent. And so it was like basically just to get these people through their everyday lives. Simple charms for like curing things like warts and bug bites, snake bites, splinters, other things to charm your gun so you'd have success in hunting. Also to protect from a shot going astray and hitting you, to protect your home and your barn from thieves, to protect your animals from the animal diseases and sicknesses that were prevalent at the time, and also to protect against witchcraft, because that was the world they live in. So that's Pennsylvania Dutch / Pennsylvania German powwow / brauerei. Powwow is the word that we say in English. Brauerei is the German word for it, but they mean the same thing. And that is it at its most simplest. And that's it. And most of the oldsters that were practicing this tradition were just regular people that just happen to know a few charms for healing or a couple anti-witchcraft kind of situations. And that's it. Then we get into what's called Hexenmeister work. A Hexenmeister is a broker who also is knowledgeable in witchcraft and can recognize and fight against evil witchcraft that is sent towards someone. And you look back in time and you think those people weren't witches. There were no witches there harming them and killing crops and stuff. It was all hysteria. And like I 99.8% agree with you. However, in the modern day and age, there are millions of people who self-identify as witches. So the role of a Hexenmeister, yeah, you could very well be verhexed by someone claiming to be a witch. Now, for the most part, I think modern day witches are just fine. They're just regular people, just like any folk magician. They're just doing their thing. But yeah, there are some that have, I don't know, that even when you try to befriend them, they turn out to be not so good. So there you go. Hexenmeister work is a little bit more involved. Hexenmeister work involves basically, well, not basically, but That's more where you're getting into the more involved kind of secret ceremonial stuff, where you have your barn or your garage, where you're or your sanctum sanctorum, where you're putting a magic circle on the floor and you're calling on spirits, you're calling on saints, you're working with the dead, and you're doing actual like proper magic in order to not just stop someone from being verhexed, but to return that to the sender. Um, and that's Hexenmeister work. It's a little more involved. It's a lot more. It's kind of dark. It can be dark. I mean, you'll find yourself in cemeteries more often than not, and doing work late at night more often than not. But that's just the nature of the beast, as they say. So I do have a lot of videos on here talking about the various aspects. And if you go back to the beginning, which I'm not asking you to do, it's too much. There's 400 and some videos. It's a lot. I get it. But if somebody were to go back to the beginning, you can kind of see the evolution of my work and my knowledge and practice, and even me getting older over the years. You know, it happens to us all. But you know, people change over the years and they evolve, and our magic just gets stronger, hopefully, and we get more knowledgeable, and you know, we adapt to the state of the world that we live in. So anyway, those are kind of the basics. If you want some real basic info about Pennsylvania German Brauerei / powwow / Hexenmeister work, just go to my website, pagermanpowwow.com. You know, that's like my life's work. That's like 15 years worth of information that I've been putting on there. So there you go. So hopefully that was like a very basic primer. Now, one of the cool things about Pennsylvania German Brauerei is the grimoires that our ancestors used when they came over were things like Egyptian Secrets of Albertus Magnus, the Romanos book line, the 6 and 7 books of Moses, and then the very first and oldest grimoire written in the United States is called The Long Lost Friend, written just here in Reading, Pennsylvania in the early 1800s, and that's like the ultimate manual for Pennsylvania Dutch powwow. So those books kind of traveled south and were introduced into various other cultures and mixed with other cultural influences and helped to form things like Appalachian conjure, hoodoo, brujeria, curanderismo, Ozark magic, you know, all of that stuff. So there you go. So not Pennsylvania, North America, and especially along the East Coast and the Appalachian Mountains, we are kind of all doing the same thing. It's just colored by the cultures that the people practicing it came from. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully it meant some things. But it's always really important to just go back to basics sometimes and just like review the basics and practice some of the basic stuff. And it gives you some more appreciation for the more like advanced and like deeper, darker stuff that you are working. So hopefully everyone's having a good week. Tomorrow's Thursday. Looking forward to it. The rapture has come and gone again, so we're good. And if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. Otherwise, that's it. God bless you guys. Love you very much. We'll talk again soon.